Okay, hello, hello. Let's paint a fall sign. Let's see how everybody's doing today. And paint a fall sign. I had a request for the sign. Somebody's wanting to purchase it separately for a thing, somebody local, and so I thought, well, it'd be a good time to just hop online and paint it. And while I'm online, if anybody hops on while I'm live, I know sometimes in the middle of the day it's hard. I can answer your questions. So if you're on, let me know. Say hello. Be sure to do the following if you do hop on or if you're catching the replay, because it helps us grow our page. All right, we're going to get started. This is what we're painting. Let me turn it around for you and kind of get a better idea. It's an 18-inch 3D round circle. These were really popular last fall for paint parties. I don't know, we probably painted 70 of these last year for fall paint parties. They're very popular. So we're going to paint another one today with you. All right. And this is kind of how it comes. It's kind of neat, the supplier I get them from. So they are 3D. They're separate pieces, and we're going to come glue them. Can you get my glue, Brooklyn? I forgot to grab that. But the first thing I'm going to do before I get started with this piece is we're going to paint this piece white because of the yellow leaves. That way the yellow, like I showed you in my previous video, that's why the yellow will pop and show through. Thank you. Be a little bit easier to paint. So we're just going to put a quick coat of white on this piece before I get started on anything else. So let me move this out of the way. Excuse my arm reach. Okay. So just real quick, doesn't have to be fancy. Just a quick coat of white all over it. And it's like I showed you previously, all my designs are traced. Easy to do. If you can color in a coloring book, you can do the designs I do. This will be the same with the subscription box designs. They will have the etching in them, so if you choose the DIY kit, you can do it. Doesn't have to be fancy, doesn't have to be pretty. And I'm really not worried about the edges because they're really not going to be seen. So just a quick coat of white. And I'm a very messy painter, so you don't have to worry about being neat. Okay, that's all I needed to do. Now if you look close, I'm going to try to get it up here. Maybe it'll focus. I don't know if it'll focus. But you can still see the etch lines here and here for the sunflower. So see, we can go back in there and add to it. So we're going to let this dry off to the side. Move it out of the way. And we're going to start. First thing we're going to do, this is so simple, y'all. We're going to do our base. We'll do our letters here in a minute. Now for my base, I already mixed up my colors to the side, so I'll show you the two colors I'm using. And again, cheap Hobby Lobby paint. Save yourself some money, it works. I'm just doing simple, a tiny bit of black, I mean just a very little bit of black mixed in with the Shamrock Green from Hobby Lobby. And I mixed it up to make a darker green because I didn't have a dark green that I liked on hand. And I'm just going to use a big brush. So we're going to mix it up and we're going to slap some paint on here. And believe me, it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be gluing these designs on top of a lot of this, and we're going to add some little circles and squiggly lines to it also to decorate it up. So it doesn't need to be on extremely thick. No need to be heavy-handed. Just load up your brush and start painting. Say hello if you pop on. Be sure to sprinkle if you don't mind. If you're watching the replay, let me know that you're catching it on the replay. Just going to make it all green, and then we're going to set this to the side and we're going to let it dry while we work on the letters. Oh, hey Mom. Thanks for popping on. Almost done with the green. See? Easy. No need to panic thinking you can't paint, because I promise you can. Easy, easy. All right. That is done. So I'm going to set this to the side. We're going to let it dry. And now we get to have fun with, we're going to go ahead and do, I'll set them out so you can read them. Uh-oh, I'm missing my O. I'm going to have to find my O for my hello. I'll find it and I'll glue it on here in a minute. But we're going to do the hello fall, and for some reason my hello broke, but that's okay. I'll do another one here in a minute. I've got one in the back room. We're going to start painting these letters. In this one, this color, I got at Hobby Lobby about a year ago. It was on clearance. Remember it was after COVID, it was probably maybe 2 years ago, they started clearancing out a lot of their paints, so I actually got this bottle for 62 cents, but this one is a Coral Cove. And so this is what I'm using on the letters, which you can always use any color you want. Very simple. So for those that don't know, we do have a subscription box launching August the 1st. It will be linked, I will put a link on the page that morning. You will go to my new website that we have set up, and you will hit subscribe, and you'll choose whether you want the DIY kit, the one that you'll paint yourself, and I will have a video for the tutorial for you to follow, so you don't have to worry about figuring out how to do it. I will show you how through a video tutorial link. Or if you want me to paint it for you ahead of time and just send you one that's fully painted, ready to hang, there will be that option too. If you are local to Andrews or Seminole area in Texas, then you don't have to pay shipping. I'll just hand deliver yours to you. I did discount the shipping price for everyone. It's $6 for shipping. I was able to find a good price on shipping, so that's going to help. Ah, Brooklyn to the rescue. She found me a hello. Thank you, Brooklyn. I don't know what happened to that O on that one. And if you're local and you want a paint party, this is an option, along with many, many others that we have. You can always message me to see what we have, or I try to keep my album on the Facebook page here up to date. I need to go back in there and add some new paintings that we have available, but you can always just message me. I have a paint party coming up in a week and a half, and then we have keep watching, because I'm painting the sample for a fundraiser paint party. I'm going to probably come on here and paint it tomorrow. I'm thinking about painting it live again. And I'll show you that painting too. It's a fun fall truck pumpkin door hanger, and it's going to be a fundraiser for a women's ministry here in town. Actually, I think they serve the entire West Texas Permian Basin area. So I'll be on the lookout for that, because a portion of every sale will go back to that ministry. But we'll paint that one tomorrow, and y'all can join me and see what it's going to be like. This one's weak too. That's crazy. It's kind of moving around. Okay, we got the first coat on this one. I may or may not come back and put a second coat to see how we like it, because we'll add the little accents, but it may need one more coat. It's kind of streaking on me today. Okay, so now we're going to stop there, and we're going to come back. We're going to work on our sunflower. And for the sunflower, I'm going to start off, like I said earlier, This is the Hobby Lobby paint. It's $3.99. Canary yellow is what I'm going to start with. This right here is the line for the center. So we're just going to go around it. There we go. And then everything else comes out. Paint the petals all yellow. I'm going to come back in just a minute and add some orange streaks and probably add a little bit of brown just to give it a little bit of dimension and make it a little bit darker. You can see I'm not being perfect because we're going to be blending colors. It's not going to matter. And I'll show you ahead of time while I'm doing this. I'm just going to use basic orange. And it's going to be the orange I'm going to come back in and streak with in just a minute while this is wet. It kind of helps it blend. You can even mix the two if you want your petals a little bit darker. I had somebody last year when we did a paint party, they wanted a more of a burnt orange color, which was fine. It was their painting. And so they mixed the orange and the yellow and made a little bit darker yellow, kind of gave it more of a burnt orange kind of color, burnt yellow. It was really pretty. It's fun to see at paint parties, everybody's different. So now I'm just gonna, I literally just left my paintbrush with the yellow in it and I just dabbed it in the orange just a little bit. And we're just gonna start streaking it. Nothing fancy. Just little streaks here and there. And if you don't like the way it looks, go back over it with your yellow. But it's best to do it while it's wet because it does help blend and streak. And this is where we're gonna streak. And to me, this is always the funnest part of painting is adding your final little accents and touches and blending. Hopefully you can see that on through the camera. Okay, and then we'll add a little bit of brown too because I'm thinking, oh, my brown's not even open. We're gonna add some brown because the center right here is gonna be brown. And I also like to add a little bit of brown to the leaves just to give it a little more of a fall look. And this one is just nutmeg brown. It's Walmart apple barrel paint. Just something I had on hand, and so I grabbed it and said that'll work. But I'm not gonna add, I don't want a whole lot in there. So I'll just kind of streak it and blend. This paint is still damp, so, and I did not clean my brush. Still wet so that it blends. Okay, so there's my sunflower petals and they are done. I'm gonna set my brush off to the side. Go ahead and rinse it since I need the brown. I'm gonna use it. I like that brush. It's probably one of my favorites. Dry it off. And now we're just gonna paint the center. Quick and easy little craft. Like I said, these are great for paint parties because you can change the color of the flower. If you don't want to make it a sunflower, make it something else. Change your background, change the color of your letters. You can go back on my Facebook page and look at some of my paint parties from last year and you'll see the difference that people did. It's a lot of fun to see creativity. work out a little bit of my lines here, blending it. Okay. I'm going to go back in right here, see if I can drag this just a little bit. Kind of went over into the petal and it was being particular. There we go. Now, I'm going to set this to the side for a second and let it kind of dry just a tiny bit before I add some dots and squiggly lines to it. I think I'm going to come back to my lettering and we're going to add, I just feel like they need one more coat. They kind of, I don't know if you can see, they kind of are streaky. They really could use one more good coat of that coral color. I'm trying to find my paintbrush I want to use. There we go, this will work. Okay. Pretty easy, just quick little coat on here. And I will go in there where it's kind of blobbing and around the edges. A lot of people like to paint all the edges. You can, not a problem. Some people it bothers, some people it doesn't. I'm one of those, it doesn't bother me. Because from a distance, when it's hanging up, it's not going to be seen. But there are those that are picky, and it's okay. Maybe I need to be more picky. I probably have way too much paint out on my paper, but that's okay. There, that looks good. I gave it one more good coat where it won't be as streaky looking when it's hanging. I'm just going to do a quick coat on all the letters. Helps if you hold it. Super easy. So it's kind of blobbing up on me, so I'm going to clean it up a little bit. That way it's not ugly. But you don't have to be slow, you don't have to be fast. You can always paint at your own pace. And one last letter. Okay, now that's literally all there is to this one. So my round circle is not fully dry. It's okay. Let's see. This folder. I would use my air dryer. Second coat did make it look brighter, I agree. I'd use my air dryer, but I know a lot of people are very sensitive to loud noises or that kind of a noise, so we'll just fan it real quick and make it work. Shouldn't take it too long. But yes, I agree. Second coat did help it. A lot of times at the paint parties, I have everybody hold these up and they fan them in the air. You can do that too. I'll take hair dryers. We'll use hair dryers a lot just to help them dry quicker. Of course, usually at the parties, everybody's talking and snacking or whatever, and so they actually end up having, most of them are usually dry in time. Okay, we're going to call that good. I'm going to show you, before I start gluing, I'm going to sit here and forget to do this part. Let me see. I'm going to just take a small detail brush, find which one I really want to use, like this. We're just going to dab it in some white and just kind of, let's see here, look at it the right way. I'm going to go this, just adding some little streaks here and there, just to give it a little bit of accent. And then on this part, we're just going to kind of maybe do like a little squiggly line. I don't know if you can see that, I may be holding it too far away. And some dots. Go over it. Just gave it a little fun look. So the sunflower will go. All right. And I may come back after I glue it and maybe touch up that brown a little bit. It's kind of streaking on me a little bit too, and I'm not liking the way it looks, but it's stuff you can touch up on the side. And light made a difference. It does make a difference. The accents always go a long way. I'm going to pull that off of there for just a second because I think I want to do, speaking of white accents, let's have fun. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but just some zigzag lines kind of around the edges. They don't have to connect. And then something else that I've done before to this one is just using the regular green. There we go. Just a little bit. And a bigger round brush, kind of something like this. Dab it in there, not real heavily. And just do some circles. Now, one thing I was taught by a really talented painter, if you worry about making circles, okay, make a C and then close it. Make a C and close it, and then fill it in. Easy, easy way to do circles. Make a C and close it. Doesn't have to be perfect, but if you want a perfect circle, that's how you do it. Make a C and close it. It's not much lighter than the original, and I don't want it to be. I just want real subtle circles. I said a lot of this is going to be covered up, so it doesn't have to be perfect. In case it shows. But they're real subtle. I'm not putting a whole lot. And then just little streaks. Just to kind of highlight the circle. Like that. Now we'll go back. We're going to lay it out. And the glue that I like to use, and I think a lot of us in the paint party industry have discovered this, it's called CA Thick. I got it on Amazon. I can always, if you want to know a link or whatever, let me know down below and I will share a link. But it's very, of course it's probably stuck together at the moment. It's a very quick drying. I use it for all of my paint parties when we're gluing because it, like I said, it dries quick. I have a few minutes to, about a minute really to place it and move it around, and then it's adhering and it's done. So you don't have a long time to wait for it to dry, worry about your design falling off in the middle of something. And it is strong. It is a strong super glue. See, I can move it still just a little bit, but it's not going to take long. And it's going to be set. Okay, there is that. So then we're going to take our hello, and it's going to go right over here. This ought to set it. Make sure, okay, yeah. And I'm going to do the same thing with this. add a little bit of glue. Doesn't take a lot. Yep, we're gonna do it like this. I have had people do fall this way, but I want it to go up and down. So I'm gonna change it up. Just like the picture I shared, it's gonna go up and down. I think it just looks better. And I am gonna come back since these are set, once I have them set, and I'm gonna add some white to these letters too. It is simple. You are correct. Simple is the way I paint. I don't want to be stressed out while I'm painting. I want to be relaxed. One more. Now, since I've got it set, I'm just gonna, let's see, just easy streaks. Just like that. Give it some accents. There we go. And really, that is all there is to it. There is not much to this one. It's easy, it's fun, it's a big hit at paint parties. So message me if you want to book a paint party. Don't forget we have subscription boxes launching August the 1st. And while you're at it, when you see this video and you're watching it, because I'm sure most of you will probably catch it on the replay, be sure to do these steps. It helps our page to grow, and that's what we're working on right now, so we can get the word out about our subscription boxes. And that is all I'm going to do for today. Y'all have a good day, and thank you for joining me.